Hello, my name is Lawrence Sagasta, and I'm going to give a descriptive about a very emotional time in my life, something that's very important to me, something that I haven't spoken about in quite some time. It's about the passing of my mother. On March 27th, Margarita Sagasta fell asleep in death at the age of 60. My mom, due to cancer, had declined in health to the point to where she was bedridden. And on March 26th, she said goodnight to all of her friends and family that were there with her for the last time. We said our goodnights, we told her to go to sleep, and we let her know that we were going to be okay and that she can go to bed now. The next morning, on the 27th of March, she took her last breath. And that morning, we once again visited her as she was asleep, no longer in pain, no longer suffering, as she had gone to rest. Mom's sickness, no doubt we all knew, would end this way in her passing. Anyone will tell you that no matter how well you plan for the death of a loved one, it doesn't get any easier. She taught me the value of good morals, being respectful to people, showing love to family and friend, hard work, the value of saving money. She was a loving, sweet, caring person. They say a person's wealth is dictated by the number of friends that you have. And my mother is no doubt one of the wealthiest persons that I know. At the memorial service that night, there was well over 500 people in attendance. All the rows at the bottom main hall were taken, and the upper layer was standing room only. That is no doubt a wealthy person. There are several members of the family getting ready for the memorial service that evening. Cousins, aunts, and uncles. No doubt one of the toughest drives that we've had to take to memorialize the death of my mother, their aunt, their sister, their daughter, his wife, and my sister's mother. Upon arriving at the memorial service, the beautiful Rose Hills in Los Angeles, California, walking up to the lobby of the main hall, as I entered, I saw the picture of my mother. The picture beautifully painted of her high school graduation, and another one right next to it of her early 30s, in a beautiful black dress, hair done, makeup done, gorgeous. You can truly see the spirit of a loving person. The flower arrangements that were around her were done perfectly. My mother was a floral arranger and done many parties and taught many young ones, her friends, how to do floral arrangements. And these, no doubt, were a true depiction of what she did in her career, in her passion for creating beautiful masterpieces like this. They were done just the way Mom would have wanted. As I stood there in the main hall, a guest book to be signed for those in attendance, the pictures of my mother, and these beautiful flowers, I took a knee. I felt as if the wind had been taken out of my lungs, my breath. I now felt a huge void in my heart. As I was lifted by family members, as I was gathered by hands of people that love me and that were dear to me, I felt comforted at that moment. As we entered the main hall, in the fore was a casket. Beautiful casket that my mom would have loved. The color was a mauve, lavender, just gorgeous. Mom loved a variety of colors. The flowers again were set beautifully. In the fore, through the vaulted ceiling and through the glass, birds were flying. as the sun began to set. Such a beautiful moment of sadness and yet joy, knowing that my mom lived the life that she wanted. And she was successful in the things that she wanted to succeed in. One of which, raising 2 beautiful children. Rows of family and friends, not only seated, but above. As my sister and I began to walk through with cousins and aunts, the room became silent. All those that were visiting, spectators, guests, family and friends, were silent as we all pondered over the moment of taking the walk to view for the last time a mother, an aunt, an uncle, a tia, a nani, a wife. Guests witnessed the walk of 2 children that now had a void in their life. As we sat down, I noticed that my father was not present. In fact, we had no idea where he was at. We waited for what seemed an eternity. Then suddenly, as I looked back, I saw the steps of a man. The steps that were deliberate, that were slow. I saw a man whose emotion was dark and troubled, whose spirit was no doubt crushed. He too would take the walk to view his wife for the last time. As he got up towards the casket, he paused. With a hand at his face, he let out a sigh. Only he knew what he was thinking at that moment. As he sat down next to my sister and I don't remember much of the talk, of the ceremony. Our hands were clinged together, gripped so tight, so as to display the comfort of, I'm here for you. And I'm sorry. As I sat there, I prayed and tried to remember every imaginable thought of my mom. It was a beautiful ceremony. At the end, friends and family, and all the guests lined up. Again, well over 500 to comfort those in mourning. My sister and I, my dad, my aunts and my uncles and cousins. Now, upon leaving the ceremony, there is no doubt, as I mentioned, many different floral arrangements. As we asked the workers that were there to put some of those to save for the burial the next day, there was 4 arrangements that were just too big for the storage room, and they were not able to lift them. So we had to take them back to the house with us. Now, one of the things that is so important about my mom is Mom taught me how to shop. I used to read GQ magazine at the age of 13. We would go shopping, suits, ties. She taught me how to arrange things, and my mom took very great pride in seeing me dressed up. So just a couple of years ago, I purchased a custom-fitted Ralph Lauren black suit, not knowing that I would be wearing the same suit to the funeral of my mother. As I loaded up the arrangements into my dad's truck and we drove them back to the house, my cousins, aunts, uncles, my grandmother were all there. Tears were flowing. The room was quiet. The house was quiet. A very sad moment for us as the evening ended. As I removed one of the floral arrangements from the bed of the truck and walked it into the house, I asked my dad, "Dad, where do I put this? It's heavy. I need to put it down." "Mijo, put it on the table," he said. "There's no room." "Well, set it on the floor," my cousin told me. As I squatted down to set the arrangement on the floor, the pants of my custom-fitted, beautiful Ralph Lauren suit ripped from the zipper all the way up the rear end up to the belt loop. All of a sudden, tears turned into laughter. Laughter turned into hugs, and these hugs and laughter again turned into tears. What a moment. This truly would have been the way my mom wanted us to say goodbye. Laughing, remembering good times, and memorializing her beautiful life. Happy to be together at such a difficult time.